What's going on, guys? Tremaine here. We're going to do a quick breakdown of today's price action, Friday, November 10th, 2023, and let's jump right into it. So starting on the left with the S&P, this buy side and this buy side was our draw on liquidity for the past couple of days, past couple of weeks really. You can check the previous Sunday analysis reviews. This was a target, a draw for me for a while. So we closed yesterday right at the high of this fair value gap here. Today opened, traded lower, and rally up. I love seeing the signature when I'm bullish. If we're bullish and price closes and opens at the high or consequent encroachment of a fair value gap, I'm expecting price to spool quickly and with magnitude towards premium arrays. So as soon as I've seen us close here and open here, I'm expecting a large range candle either today or the next couple of days, but this is a common signature that I love to see, especially if I'm bullish and we have buy side here. Dollar index on the right, daily chart. I've outlined this breaker, so we have a high, a low, and a higher high. Dotted line here, that's mean threshold. We opened right at mean threshold, and I'm still expecting lower prices on dollar. I still want to see if we can take out this sell side. If we take out this low here, I would be expecting speed towards this sell side and this sell side here. Hourly chart on both dollar and S&P 500. So we traded into that daily fair value gap that I just shown. We have sell side here, here, and here, and here. We blasted through all of that. So traders who were long and jammed their stop losses under these lows, they're taken out of the marketplace. They completely got taken out with this move. And notice how we left this fair value gap open. That tells me that we are extremely bullish and we will likely, not always, but likely be in a hurry to get to this level up here. I like to see us, like we did here, stay above consequent encroachment or halfway point of this daily VISI, that daily fair value gap. I like how our bodies are opening and closing in the upper half of that. Would even want to revisit this large fair value gap here. So that tells me we're extremely bullish and we want to get up here and do it in a fast manner. Hourly chart on dollar on the right. This is as low as we're going to go on the dollar, simply because there really is no need to go any lower. Everything you need to know is right in front of you. So daily breaker here, that's what's shown in the red. We have this fair value gap, so we take out buy side. We have a high here, we take out that high. We have another high that forms, we take out that high again, trading a little bit higher into that fair value gap on this hourly chart right here. And then we start to break lower, and remember, we're still hanging around mean threshold of that breaker on the daily time frame. So once I saw that, I really didn't need to break down the dollar anymore. I didn't really touch the 15-minute or 5-minute time frames on dollar. The bias was bearish anyway, and seeing this price action constantly running out buy stops and breaking lower and still respecting, give or take, mean threshold of that breaker, that supports the idea that we want to see lower prices and S&P 500 will be free to move higher. Okay, so 5-minute chart on S&P 500. This chart is in regular trading hours, so that's why you see this gap here. Okay, it cuts out all the overnight London trading. So this is where we closed yesterday on Thursday, and we opened here today on Friday. Okay, this gray section is outlining the entire AM session from open all the way to lunch. Okay, so we open up here, trade down, rally up, trade down, and we trade into this inversion fair value gap on the 5-minute time frame. So yesterday we left a fair value gap, we traded up, we treat it as resistance with this up close candle to the tick, then it breaks lower, okay, consolidates a little bit into the close. Today we open, trade down, and this fair value gap that was once used as resistance here is now treated as support here. Okay, so that's the signature that I like to see. And mind you, I was already bullish. I wanted to see this level tagged eventually. So this was very convincing for higher prices. We rally up, fair value gap, trade into it, rally up during lunch, fair value gap, buy side target is met. 1 minute time frame, a little more details here. Fair value gap right here, and we're still in regular trading hours, by the way. If you're in electronic trading hours when you're trying to view this, you won't see it. You have to be in regular trading hours because you'll have all of London's price action in between here, and it will just confuse you. So regular trading hours if you're going to go into your own charts and look into this price action yourself. So we trade into this fair value gap. We have buy side here. We take that out, break lower, fair value gap completely closes it in. The body's respecting that, break lower. Last up close candle before this move lower is your bearish order block. We trade into that, taking out buy side here with this high, break lower, institutional order flow entry drill, partial entry inside of this fair value gap. We break lower, and eventually trading into that inversion fair value gap we just talked about on the 5 minute time frame. That's this lighter shaded rectangle. Now this darker rectangle, if you look closely, this is a SIBI, okay, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. It's just another fair value gap inside of that bigger 5 minute inversion fair value gap. Okay, so we traded into that perfectly. You can see the body stop on a dime, opens, and it rallies up. Okay, this is crucial price action right here. So this is your breaker and a bullish order block. So we have a low here, high, a lower low, then we rally higher. So low, high, lower low, last up close candle in between both of the lows is your breaker. We hit it perfectly there. These last two consecutive down close candles is your bullish order block. So these two candles here rally up, the high of that, we hit it there. So very strong with a fair value gap here. That is a great buy. Target buy side, and then that higher daily buy side level we had annotated on the daily chart. Rip higher, fair value gap, rally. And then this is kind of a neat little detail, algorithmic price delivery I just wanted to throw in here because I thought this was really fascinating. So ICT teaches the concept that each PD array can be used as an inversion level, meaning this is a bearish breaker. So we have a high, low, higher high. We break lower, we treat it as resistance, okay? Like a traditional bearish breaker. Resistance here, trade into that fair value gap perfectly on the 1 minute time frame. Come back up, resistance. We violate the breaker, okay? Now, what was once used as resistance here now gets treated as support. The bearish breaker is treated as support. This middle line, this red dotted line, is the mean threshold or halfway point of this bearish breaker. You can see the respect there. We close on it, open, and then we rally. So just a neat price action. Once you know how the algorithm delivers price, and once you remember that ICT teaches these things in his lectures, and you see it unfold real time, it's just really neat to see. So I thought I'd include that. We rally, we take out buy side here, fair value gap, rally higher. really trendy day. I mean, if you're trying to short this thing, it probably didn't go well for you. Lunch, okay, in between AM session here and the PM session here, we have lunch, fair value gap, that 5 minute higher time frame fair value gap. We have a small one on the 1 minute time frame, trade into that, rally. We had the PM session, 5 minute fair value gap, busy. We also have one on 1 minute time frame here, so convergence of fair value gaps. You see the support there, rally up, and eventually tagging that first buy side. And then here is that second high on the daily chart. I'll go back to it right here. So this was that first buy side here, and this is the one just above it that I wanted to see if we could reach that today, and we did in the last 15 minutes of the PM session right there. Boom. So this was that first buy side objective, that first drawn liquidity, and we did end up reaching the second one here. So that is about it for today's price action. Really easy, really trendy day. And the levels that we had outlined for the week, were met. So going into next week, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious simply because our objectives were met. So I'm going to be sitting on my hands probably for the first couple of days, first half of the week next week, just to see where we want to go next. Do we want to continue rallying higher on the daily time frame? Are we going to consolidate after having this large trendy day today to end the week? Do we want to break lower after taking out these highs? I'm going to wait for the daily chart to give me that intel. I'm not in a rush to jump in there and try to find a new draw on liquidity or whatnot. Our targets that we had for the past couple of weeks have been met, so I'm gonna wait and be patient until I get more insight. So that's all I got. If I do take a trade next week, I might throw some exclusive content for the Discord, and YouTube will probably get the Sunday market analysis and maybe a trade execution video. I'll decide which one I want to share those in, whether it be the Discord or YouTube, but either way, both groups are going to get content. So that's all I got. I appreciate you guys for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one.